The Washington Post did a piece on Al Sharpton talking about how he's a spiritual go-to guy when there's a shooting of an unarmed black person, and he comes there and he transfers from being a street preacher to a soother, and not one word about Tawana Brawley. Nothing about the Crown Heights riots where he stirred up a bunch of blacks to attack Jews. Nothing about him being $5 million light in taxes. Nothing about calling Jews diamond merchants. Nothing about any... Let me ask you something. One of the reasons the Washington Post does this is because the Washington Post, if you watch MSNBC, which you don't because I do, there are a number of their reporters who either have shows or are paid correspondents on MSNBC, right? So Sharpton has a show there. How do you justify allowing your reporters to go on MSNBC where Al Sharpton has a show unless Al Sharpton is an okay guy? So therefore, we're not going to talk about how he falsely accused a white man of raping Tawana Brawley, never apologized for. We're not going to talk about his role in the 1991 Crown Heights riots that one Jewish leader in New York called the most serious pogrom in the history of America. We're not going to talk about what he did to foment a bunch of people being killed at Freddie's Fashion Mart. We're not going to talk about him being caught on a surveillance tape, undercover FBI agent discussing doing a cocaine deal. Whom do you know who is a Republican kingmaker who's got a tape discussing doing a cocaine deal with an undercover FBI agent? I'm waiting.
Bonuses, well, bankers just should turn around and give more money to charity. He made that statement in London yesterday during a discussion of morality in the marketplace. Well, tell that to the guys making $10 an hour. Joining me now to talk about this and the nation's real problem of joblessness, the Reverend Al Sharpton. What's your reaction to hearing someone say, you know, when it comes to income inequality, all's well. The rising tide floats all boats.
I'm Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Right. I'm so sorry. The script in front of me said Reverend Al Sharpton. I'm looking at your face. I know who you are.
Hey, what did Hillary say? They all look alike, right? Tough day. So he's a kingmaker. He's a kingmaker on MSNBC. Every one of the major Democratic candidates kissed his ring in order to get his support. A guy who falsely accused a white man of raping a black teenager. One of Al Sharpton's cohorts turned against him, publicly said, yeah, Al knew from the beginning that she was lying. And Al said, doesn't matter. Once this thing goes down, we're going to be the baddest N-words in America, end of quote. On a surveillance tape discussing doing a cocaine deal. $5 million light in taxes. If the Jews want to pin it on, their yarmulkes on, and come over to my house and get it on, let's do it. Calling Jews diamond merchants, whites interlopers.
Tonight is the measure of whether the country begins in the state of Wisconsin a national drive to push back, or whether we have more to go to build a movement of resistance. But resist we much. We must and we will much about that be committed.
During the Million Man March, this man stands up there and says, OJ is home, but Mumi Abu Jamal ain't home, and we ain't gonna rest till all of... OJ is home? The man did everything but leave his business card at the crime scene. OJ is home. Mumi Abu Jamal, we talked about him before. He is a man who literally stood over an officer named Daniel Faulkner in Philadelphia and killed him execution style, was convicted, put on death row. People yelled and screamed, and ultimately they took him off death row, but he's in prison for life. Even the Black Patrolmen's Association say that he's guilty. A left-wing columnist here in Los Angeles named Steve Lopez. I don't agree with very much of what he says, but he's a good writer. He's been writing for years for the LA Times. Before that, he wrote for the Philadelphia Inquirer. And he wrote a piece in which he said, Mumi Abu Jamal is guiltier than OJ. Okay? OJ is home, but Mumi Abu Jamal ain't home. I mean, honestly.
OJ is home, but Mumi Abu Jamal ain't home. And we won't stop till all of our people that need a chance in an awkward and unbalanced criminal justice system can come home.
Damn, my impression of him isn't bad, is it? I thought that was you playing me back for a moment there. Now, so the reason I'm telling you all this is because I'm watching CNN today, so you don't have to. And Jake Tapper is going on and on and on about the purge of Liz Cheney from Republican leadership position. Now, as if they gave a damn. They couldn't stand Liz Cheney. They don't like any Republican, especially somebody conservative. I mean, daughter of Dick Cheney, the dark Dick Cheney. So, and they're going to replace her with Elise Stefanik. And I don't understand it because Elise Stefanik, they said, has a more liberal voting record. In fact, Club for Growth is opposing it because she's too liberal, says CNN. So you're unhappy that a conservative is being replaced with somebody who's less conservative, CNN? I thought the Republican Party was taken over by right-wingers. No, this is programming designed for CNN to attach an issue to Trump and make this about Trump because that's where the ratings are. That's where the ratings are. Whatever issue we can, let's take some. Okay, Trump doesn't like Cheney. Cheney was in leadership position. Most people don't even know what leadership position she had and don't care. But let's talk about this because it gets us to beat up Trump some more. Trump is the soul of the Republican Party, and Trump, of course, is racist. So therefore, Republican Party is racist. That's what they do. That's what they do. Meanwhile, Al Sharpton, anti-Semitic, anti-white, flame-throwing, racist incendiary in the streets of Ferguson yelling, "No justice, no peace!" Even the Obama administration said the officer used justifiable force. Before one word of testimony, this flame-throwing incendiary is in the streets of Ferguson yelling, "No justice, no peace," helping to foment riots which damage the property values of those who were not participating in the riots, which are 99% of all the people, indefinitely, in perpetuity, compared to similarly situated communities that did not have riots. And then Harv Sharpton goes back to living his very expensive life in New York. He's got a Manhattan apartment, doesn't he? Apartment in Manhattan somewhere. Can you check it out? I'm pretty sure he does. Amazing how he does that. Sells the rights to his memoirs to his own charity for $500,000. Gets a salary from his charity, gets a salary from MSNBC. Lord knows how much other donations he gets from large corporations that don't care that he called Jews diamond merchants, don't care that he called whites interlopers, don't care that he's on a surveillance tape agreeing to sell cocaine, don't care he was $5 million in light in taxes, don't care he believes O.J. Simpson and Mumia Abu-Jamal are innocent. They don't care. This guy is a Democrat kingmaker. And you've got the nerve to trash the Republican Party because Trump's its heart and soul? Scotty? Hello, Scotty? Scotty there? Scotty?